Thank you for joining or staying on the show. We've been joined now by Nicholas Isaac Agbana. He's executive member, the Eagles Forum Governance Dialogue. The Eagles Forum, executive member of the Eagles Forum, forgive me. But he's here to talk about the Eagles Forum Governance Dialogue series. And this time they're focusing on unemployment. It's the second edition. Great to have you here, sir.
Thank you. And good morning to you and your viewers.
Thank you so much for joining us. So the Eagles Forum is a group of professionals from different backgrounds. Just tell us a bit about what you do.
So the forum is 5 years old. We have a diverse group of professionals. Our interest is in social activism, economic issues, and also advocacy, and a bit of political activism as well.
Okay.
And we are registered as a company limited by guarantee.
Okay, so tell us a bit of the people who are part of this forum, what they do.
All right. So, like I said, the forum is made up of various professionals, and as part of our contribution to the discussion on national issues, we put together the Eagles Forum Governance Dialogue series. In fact, we had our first dialogue last year, in November, where we discussed amendments to the 1992 Constitution. And tomorrow at JIMPA, we'll be discussing unemployment with myself as a keynote speaker and other panelists.
Unemployment is a big issue in Ghana. We talk about it almost all the time on radio. But currently in this country, there are two big major issues. Take the e-levy, for example, very topical. Why your choice for unemployment as a point of focus?
All right, so various national surveys have brought it up as the number one issue. In fact, back in 2017, there was the Ghana Living Standard Survey that flagged it as a key issue. If you look at election 2020, a couple of people did surveys, including our group. Unemployment also featured as number one. Then also, after the election, the Center for Democratic Development did a survey to ask Ghanaians what they thought government should be focusing on. And once again, unemployment showed up as number one. So yes, e-levy would come and go. I mean, this morning I heard you discussing of Brussels. Those issues would come and go, but unemployment would always be with us as a key issue. And I think also that the data coming from the 2021 population and housing census, which is the most recent data, also makes it quite worrying that yes, we must pay much more serious attention to it because it has implications for national stability and also even for national security.
So what form will this dialogue series take?
So the dialogue would be, I'm there as a keynote speaker, 30 minutes. Then we'll have a group, a panelist, a panel discussion. And on the panel, we have Helga Boadi, who ran an employment program in government before. We have the president of the JIMPA SRC. Then we have an entrepreneur, a young woman entrepreneur, who will join us to share thoughts on how we can address the problem. But let me emphasize that we're not there to talk just about the issues. We are there to also offer solutions. Because I think that though the issues are discussed a lot, but what is lacking in a good number of cases are solutions and problems. So a very key part of the conversation is to focus on solutions, but solutions driven by what the data is saying. And so that is what the conversation will be about tomorrow.
And so beyond the discussion at the venue, how do you hope to push, this conversation further? Because you're talking about solutions, and I'm just wondering how, you elevate it to the necessary quarters.
Good. So the follow-up from the dialogue tomorrow will be two key things. One is that we'll definitely put together something we call a brief, a policy brief, share it with key government institutions, and also share it with our political parties, which at the end of the day inform policy. And the second bit also is that, of course, we know we are not the only group discussing these matters. We hope to use this dialogue to also join up with other groups to build momentum to push advocacy on the subject. So it won't just be a talk show. We have clear plans to follow up on what we do tomorrow.
Interesting. So who can be part of this?
It's an open event at the JIMPA Law School. Arrival is 3:30. We start at 4 p.m. We'll also be on Facebook Live. So those who can join us physically are more than welcome to join the JIMPA Law School Auditorium. 3:30 arrival time tomorrow.
Okay, Facebook Live, what account?
Eagles Forum.
Eagles Forum.
Yes.
Okay, so you just type Eagles Forum in Facebook and then you can join the conversation virtually. But is it strictly by invitation? Do I need to pick a ticket before the event? Or
No,
just
it's
walk
free.
in?
It's free, you can walk in.
Okay.
You can walk in.
At 3:30.
At 3:30 and join us.
Interesting.
And of course, let me also add that after the panel discussion, of course, there will be some opportunity for the audience to also share some thoughts on the issue. So not just joining, but you can also come and add your voice to the conversation and share your perspectives as well.
Okay, so we have people watching us all across Ghana and beyond, and
Yes.
so I'm sure for them the virtual option will be the best.
Sure.
How do you incorporate them into the whole dialogue series?
Like I said, we'll have a Facebook Live event. We would also make some provision to find, depending on how the technological setup is, we would also have a few voices on the live digital to also join us to share one or two thoughts beyond the physical participants.
Okay, you're saying this is the second dialogue series you held.
Yes.
What was the first one on? And so far, you appear to be a very solution-oriented group.
Yes.
How far with, that earlier conversation
Yes.
and the solutions you preferred?
Yes. So the first one was on the 1992 Constitution, the need for a review. And we had Justice Remsai, who is a constitutional lawyer, to give the keynote address. We had the likes of Dr. Akreti participating. But through that forum, we've also linked up with other CSOs that are working in issues of democratic development to contribute to that agenda. So that has been the follow-on. Let me say that advocacy definitely needs numbers. And so Eagles Forum alone can't push the agenda. It's good I'm here today, the media is part. But through this event, we also link up with other advocacy groups to push that agenda and hopefully advise on policy matters as well.
Okay, so the program is tomorrow. Someone may be interested in the program, but beyond that, they may want to be a member of the Eagles Forum. How do they do that?
They should just go to their website, their phone numbers, their emails there. Just send us an email, call somebody, and we'll take you through the registration process.
Okay, so it's just as easy as a Google search of the Eagles Forum and finding the website.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Thank you very much for your time this morning. You just had Nicholas Isaac-Agbana. He is going to be speaking tomorrow on unemployment crisis, dimensions and solutions. And it's the second dialogue series of the Eagles Forum. And he just explained to us why they're focusing on unemployment. Just to give you a bit of background to who he is, he's a development economist with 30 years experience. And he is currently the global lead for supportive business ecosystems at Solidaridad. So just you know who we are talking about and who you're going to be listening to tomorrow. Really appreciate that you could join us this morning. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.